uneasy. He's wide open.
Yes, sir!
Lastimosa, another three.
Jerome Lastimosa,
Oh, go! Triple for Jerome Lastimosa. Melesio all day to shoot. Gets it to go. Lasal is off and running. Melesio behind the back pass again. Justin Baltasar brings that baby home. Cali against Desiderio. The bang in the bucket. They swing it to Comboy, who's had the hot hand. Still finds a way. Fading away on one leg. Ildefonso will drive right. That's all muscle. Changes direction. Twice he does that. Navigates through Pasay traffic. Double-double performance for Philip Manalang. Straightaway jumper. Nothing but sweet string music. Manzo with a steal! All the way! That's one behind the back. Highlight, the University of the Philippines after 32 years! CJ for three! Are you kidding me? Subido with a crossover. Subido for three! Renzo Subido! Ravena leaves it for Ed. Oh! Here's Matt, the 30. Highlight coming. Two-hand slam. Dominance and the excellence of the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles continues. Well, the second round action of the UAAP Season 82 men's basketball tournament started yesterday right here at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City. It continues today, and our order of play for today, UAAP Sunday. Later on, the FEU Tamaraos go up against the UP Fighting Maroons, their first game without Coach Bo Pirasol in that 3-game suspension. That's later on, not after this second round meeting between the National U Bulldogs and the DLSU Green Archers to kick off UAAP Sunday live here on SNA and on Liga, and available, of course, as always, in our high-definition channels, SNA HD and Liga HD, and of course on sports.abs-cbn.com/livestream/UAAP and on iWant. Thank you very much for checking us out. I'm Boom Gonzalez. We welcome back Kirk Long, former Ateneo Blue Eagle, with us here. He will be breaking down this game between NU and De La Salle, and we are never complete without our courtside reporters. Of course, Bailey's Akot will be taking care of business, giving us everything we need to know about National University. And then on the other side of the court, of course, Ayana Perlas will be doing the same. Great to see the team, and welcome to our live and exclusive ABS-CBN broadcast. Kirk, welcome back first and foremost. Good to see you always, regardless of whether it's here in the UAAP or not.
Yeah, it's always exciting to be here in the UAAP, though. It's been a great first round, and I'm excited for the second round to kick off today.
All right, let's see where the teams are at so that we can highlight how important games are moving forward, especially now. Just like that, the first round is over.
Yeah, both these teams, have the potential to be in the top four. They're not, but they both want to jumpstart this second round here today with the win. So we have the Green Archers at 3-4, just right behind the Tamaraos Growling Tigers. NU Bulldogs still there at the bottom, but just a few wins away from catching some of the pack. So they definitely would enjoy a victory here today to jumpstart this second round.
And a victory is what both these teams want coming into this ball game, which is not guaranteed, as we always say, especially when you go back to their first meeting between these two teams. This is one of the many heartbreaks that National University experienced in Season 82 of the UAAP men's basketball so far. One of the 3 games, I believe, that they lost via a solitary point take us through the September 11 game between DLSU and NU.
Yeah, definitely an offensive battle. You know, both teams scoring 80 plus. NU battling back after being down double digits in the second half to take the lead in the last minute, only to see that lead disappear just in the last couple possessions. But Justin Baltazar had a huge game, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, and his teammates did a great job of getting him involved. And of course, Sean Eldefonso coming off the bench like he does, having a monstrous game of 26 points, 2 rebounds, 5 steals, just bringing energy on both sides of the court. And they'll need him to have another big performance here today as well.
It was a roller coaster ending for this game between National U and DLSU in the first round. DLSU looked like they were coasting to a win. NU comes charging back. Sean Ildefonso, as you mentioned, put them on top, and you thought that NU had this until they left Kurt Lohera for that short-handed jumper to get the win for De La Salle University. Now, let's talk about National University. They're coming off another heartbreaking loss. And when I say it's heartbreaking against UE, because they felt this was the best chance to get their second win in the tournament. But the UE Red Warriors focused, sharp in that game, and they took that one convincingly.
Yeah, UE, you have to give them credit, but at the same time, if you're NU, you know you can play with any of the other teams in the league. You know, you might be at the bottom of the standings, but you've played, so many tough games, and so that is hard and frustrating for them to see some of that potential, and they just can't get it right for 4 quarters. We see flashes of great play on both ends of the court.
Right.
And it's tough. But we go back to their last meeting. Field goal percentages, just not shooting the ball at a high percentage. Some of that could be shot selection. Some of that just tough breaks. Free throws, not getting to the line. One thing they did well in the game against La Salle in the first round was get to the free throw line. So hopefully they can bounce back in that category today. Rebounded the ball great, got some check, but didn't quite take advantage of some of those second chance opportunities. And the assist, the team play just needs to improve, just needing to help each other get easier shots so that field goal percentage can move back up.
And you got within 3 in that game with 61 seconds remaining, but after that they couldn't score anymore. And as we saw in the screens, UE pulling away 78-72. Kirk, how would you assess National University after the first round? Granted that they're the last team in the league, but where do you rank them in terms of all the other departments? And just overall, how are they after that first round? What are the lessons learned for them too?
Yeah, I think you have to keep some positive, and you get a lot of bench points. You have guys that bring energy. You have guys that you can trust to come in. It's not like their starters have to do all the work for them. One thing to improve on is their 3-point field goals percentage allowed. They're number 8 in the league in that area. They allow teams to get good looks from the 3-point line, and teams have been successful in them in that way. The second chance points allowed also a little scary with the turnover points also. They're great at creating turnovers to provide the other team, but they got to learn how to take care of the ball themselves just so they can win some of those key statistic categories and try to pull out some more wins in the second round.
And that 3-point shooting defense is going to be a problem, especially when you have Aljun Melesio and Andre Karakut on the other side of the fence. But speaking of problems, the teams that they've gone against have had problems with their own lineup because they're headed by the Demolition Brothers. Ildefonso's Sean, of course, and Dave, they have been a handful for the rest of the league. Unfortunately, it has not translated in the wins that they wanted.
Yeah, both Sean and Dave, just explosive athletes, great skilled basketball players, great IQ, runs in the family, and they'll continue to be on some of their shoulders to have the second round that they had in the first round, but help make their teammates better as well, is one thing we want to look at, as they have no problem scoring the ball. 16.3 for Dave and 11.6 for Sean. They get in there, they rebound with the other big guys, and that's the next stat, though, is what I'd like to see them continue to improve. They have guys that can score around them, help them create better shots as well, and the steals will come as well. This team does great when they run up and down, and that starts with this team of brothers.
And from an individual standpoint, Dave has got to also control his turnovers. I know he has the ball most of the time, but close to 5 turnovers a game is going to be a problem for him. I'm sure looking forward and going forward here in the second round, he's going to try to improve that. Now let's bring in Bailey Sakot back into this conversation. Bailey, Kirk already gave the assessment from his point of view of your team in the first round. How about from a morale standpoint, where is National University right now going into the second round?
Boom and Kirk, after the heavy loss against the UE Warriors where they lost badly, the morale of the Bulldogs have gone down once again. They had their heads down because they knew to themselves that they deserved that loss, and they actually admitted that enough to the coaching staff. But two former Bulldogs, Troy Reich and Troy Rosario, paid a visit in the dugout and spoke about how they can come back from all of this. Troy Reich told the team that the key to winning is to play hard and to play together. Troy Rosario believing that they still have a fighting chance to turn things around. Dahil again ang pakiramdam ng mga talo nila when they won the championship back in season 77. And one bright spot from last game, rookie Patrick Yu, who scored 17 points after only averaging 1 point per game, told me that he's always just prepared to give his 100% for the team. Nasa bench man siya o nasa court, he is always ready. And Boom and Kirk, that is the motto of the Bulldogs coming into the second round. Back to zero, but 100%.
Well, second round is about second chances too. So National University looking for that. Thank you very much, Bailey Akwat, and we'll hear from you at halftime a little later on. More problems for NU. They're going up against a team that is very confident right now. It's gotten it going, and they feel like they're getting it together in the last 3 games. Even if it has resulted in a 2-1 team standing, they felt that they could have had a 3-game winning streak. Talking about LaSalle, they're coming off a big, rousing win against the UST Growling Tigers.
Yeah, most definitely. And UST had a great first round. So for them to end on that note is huge for the Green Archers. Malesio Caraca, start that up front with them, bring that energy and poise. They're a team that does great sharing the ball, and they have guys that can guard multiple positions, and they're great defensively as well. So in their last, they really exploded offensively, but you have to give them credit both ends. They were able to withhold and stop a lot of things that the Growling Tigers had done successfully in their prior games. And then you look at 3-point field goals, shooting 50% from beyond the arc. That's just they're choosing wise times to shoot that, and they're knocking it down. Compared to 8 for 27 for UST, that's just a huge percentage break. And then fast break points, just showing the athleticism that the Green Archers have to get out on the break and dominate the paint as well with inside points, a positive 18 for them.
Now, what's your assessment of this DLSU team after the first round? They started 1-3. They've come up at 2-1. As I said, they could have been 3-0 in the last 3 games. Remember that UP game? They were in the lead for more than 38 minutes in that game, only to lose it in the end. A win is a win, a loss is a loss. But you see that the chemistry is starting to develop for these Green Archers in the late part of the first round.
Yeah, most definitely. And you have a lot of these key guys who haven't played a UAAP season together before. And so that's definitely scary for the rest of the league when you think of what these guys could do if they continue to improve. Malonzo, so many different guys with the ability to make big plays. They're number 1 in 3-point field goal percentage, and they still have that down low presence, so that's a scary combination. And they're number 1 in assists, great coaching staff learning how to play together, and I think those things are going to stay there and could potentially improve for them with the fast break points. Key thing there at the end, if you want to win big games, you got to make free throws, so that's just one area for them to improve in.
I agree. Now, you saw a lot of these players last year, but this is the first time that you're going to see Jamie Malonzo in person. But from what you've watched, what you've seen, what you've heard, what you've read, what is your impression?
Oh, I've seen him outstretch the defense. He can hit the long ball, but with his wingspan, athleticism, he's a big reason why defensively they can get those steals, they can get those long rebounds and push it in transition. And whether he's dishing it off or whether he's above the rim finishing it himself, makes them extra explosive and just a lot of fun to watch.
All right, Malonzo Mania it is, but the team has come together as a team also. It hasn't been just about him. And the one thing I also see about Jamie Malonzo, he's been a willing passer for this De La Salle team. As we pass the ball to Ayana Perlas right now as this report for more from the De La Salle side. Ayana, go ahead.
Boom and Kirk after the win against the Growling Tigers, which mirrored the Archers' preseason performance where they made a good run to the finals. It was their first time ever to finally experience an endgame huddle with an uplifting spirit towards it, as Coach Jermaine Bird thanked each and every player, most especially those who patiently waited to finally get their big break this season. We had 40 bench points today. This is how we build our team to be. It's not about one, it's about all, is what Coach Jermaine Bird emphasized in the last game. Now, one player who finally had his breakout game after feeling underperformed in Season 81, Encho Serrano only had one goal in the last game, and that was to show the Lasallian community that this season's team is worth it. Gusto kong ibalik ang tiwala nila sa amin, ang sabi sa akin ni Encho. Now, for the longest time, Encho may have struggled to find his rhythm on the court, but after the last game, there is no doubt that he will be a strong contender this season. Gentlemen?
Thank you very much, Ayana. We'll talk to you more later at halftime as we are ready to get things going for this game between DLSU and National University. Round number 2. Let's look at the starters for these two teams.
We got Enzo Hassan and Aldrin Malesio going up against each other as guards. We have Migs, Hassan, and Isagaye from NU as well, and a lot of similarities there in the starters for both teams.
NU looking to recover from that heartbreak that they experienced against De La Salle University the last time out. Sean Ildefonso put them over the top with a big three-point shot, but Kurt Lohera was left at the left side of the short-handed corner to win the ball game for De La Salle as Dave Ildefonso starts us off with a money ball right away.
Yeah, that's big for him. Last game, these two teams met each other. Dave, not his best performance shooting-wise, just 4 out of 15, so it's good for him to see the ball go through, give him confidence against this good LaSalle defense.
2 triple attempts right away to start between these two teams. Ildefonso fakes, drives, bobbles the ball. He could have had a free lane.
Yeah, definitely a nice give and go. Just good, simple, basic basketball. Just unable to control the bounce or the pass through the lane.
28% shooter from that area. Hurt to David Ildefonso as Isagaye plucks down that rebound.
Yeah, both teams trying to run. We'll see. That one just a careless pass, and Coach Mike, you know, Jared, that's one thing that his team, I'm sure, is addressing, just trying to cut down on some of those turnovers, taking care of the ball, especially in some of their losses, just lost by 1-2 points. Each possession is so important, so you're going to have to take care of the ball here in the second round. 2
turnovers right away for National University. Alonzo recovers just in time. Karakut with 7 to shoot. 9 minutes to play in the first quarter. 4 to shoot. Baltazar hands it off to Manuel just in the nick of time. But good defense by National U in that instance.
Yeah, good defense, but you also love what LaSalle's doing. Even late in the shot clock, Karakut knows how to move the ball. You see several touches and a close shot that by Manuel that just barely missed.
3 turnovers now, Kirk, for National University. They're averaging 17 a game. Not the way you want to start a ball game for a team that is trying to climb the team standings.
No, definitely not. But what NU does well here, almost forcing an 8-second violation before Karakut takes over down the lane, is NU's great pressure. So that's one thing LaSalle has to take care of the ball today as well, because this Bulldogs team loves to get steals, loves to get transition points.
Another turnover for Coach Jamike's team. That's RJ Minerva forcing the pass. Doxon, who was basically trapped there in the corner.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit poised, more poised with those passes.
Karakut takes advantage for the second straight time. Back-to-back baskets for Andre Karakut. 4-3 is our score. Kaya sets the roadblock. Ildefonso fakes, finds Minerva. A 3-second infraction, but 5th turnover for National University to start this game.
Yeah, we see the replay of Karakut just slicing into the middle of the Bulldogs defense off the pressure, but 5 turnovers for the Bulldogs after, you know, what seemed like a good start has just sort of spiraled here in the first couple of minutes for the Bulldogs as they're just shooting themselves in the foot with all these turnovers.
Alonso plays through contact and does not dribble anymore. Gets the 2+1 special opportunity for him. Look at this. 4 arms trying to rake that ball away from him.
Yeah, that's a great job by Malonzo. Great first step, but then, you know, we call that the football carry, where he just has both hands protecting the ball, gets the contact, still has control of it to finish through, and a great individual move by him.
So that's a 7-0 counter run. Actually, a 7-0 run in period for De La Salle to follow the 3-point shot of Dave Ildefonso. Oxon gets it back, top of the circle, 3. Nope. And it will go back to La Salle here. 2-1 in their last 3 games. 1-3 in their first 4 games, DLSU. As Karakut again goes for an early attack. Also noticed, as Malonzo will go back to the line, Coach JB has really trimmed down his rotation. He's tightened it up, and he has utilized some of the other players who did not get to play in the first few games. And more from a defensive standpoint, Bates has played more, Manuel has played more, Bartlett has played more for DLSU. I think it gets lost in that game against UST. We know that the explosion that Encho Serrano and Aljon Melesio had, Kirk, but I thought that game against UST, that was La Salle's best defensive game, not just from an individual standpoint. They looked like they were keyed in and focused on players in front of them, but also they looked like they were on a string, Kirk, and you know how that feels.
Yeah, that cohesiveness, and that's one thing that you don't always see in the preseason and the summer. But as you get into the UAAP, where the style changes and there's a little bit more intensity, it's harder to score baskets, or defense is more important. Teams and coaches focus on that.
Yamaha Mio #1 move, David Ildefonso with 5 points for National University. Oh, you said the preseason. In the case of De La Salle, their first 4 games,
Yes.
it wasn't right. It wasn't there for them. Alonso, again, we said he's a willing passer, finds Karakut from 13. He is fouled again. And for National University, that will be their 3rd team foul. First on Ildefonso.
Yeah, and all fouls on guys going to the basket. So, and you sort of belling them out there on some of those plays. If the guy has the free lane, he's going to get the layup. You know, let him have the basket, take the ball out of bounds. Don't give him extra chances to score points.
Karakut line. Free throws is a big topic of conversation on the La Salle side. Barely making 57, if I'm not mistaken, 57%.
Yeah, it's definitely a big area where they want to improve in. You know, their 3-point field goals are the top in the league, but their free throws just 52%. So good start for them so far here today. Better than their percentage.
And a lot of them in the 4th quarter also,
Yes.
Kirk, where that's where they lost a couple of games.
Yeah, it becomes more of a mental thing.
A nice drop-off by Minerva to Isa Gaye for their 7th point. PS bankable assist by Minerva. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maasahan. Apply online, no collateral. Melesio, quick release. Rattles out. Ildefonso with a repossession. He's up against Malonzo. Athletic matchup here. Go downstairs to Gaye. Gaye turning the ball over. That is the 6th. Nope. They get it back. 6th turnover of National University.
Yeah, guy has to want that ball more, squeeze that ball, focus on catching it first. A lot of good things can happen after they feed the big man down there with cutters and slices to the basket, shooters relocating, but he just has to get composure, get those hands ready.
Manuel drives hard, kisses it off the glass. He has become a part of the starting lineup now of DLSU, and it has made such a difference defensively for Coach JB. Look at him.
Yeah, he's making Minerva, you know, catch the ball 3-4 feet behind the 3-point line, and great pressure by the Green Archers to control their side of the floor.
I think they've utilized, as we look at this McDonald's instant replay with Baki Manuel barging through, and kissing it off the glass. They've utilized some what I would call disruptors on the defensive end. Kirk, you played that position too when you played here in the UAAP. You took a lot of pride in your defense from an individual standpoint.
Yeah, and it's good to have some of those guys on each team that take pride in those small little defensive areas, because it hopefully challenges your teammates to also want to step up in that same area, and it can help transform a whole team to be better defensively.
Because there is such a thing as defensive chemistry, not just offensive chemistry.
Yeah, definitely. It's, you know, coaches spend a lot of time throughout the week. You know, how are we going to react to certain things that the other team's going to throw at us offensively, and you know, if you spend that much time on it in practice, you want to see that translate to the game.
Oxon turns around, comes up short against Karakut. Alonso on the run, sees Balti 2 steps ahead, but Balti kicks it out to Melesio. Melesio never shy to shoot off to the left. And Hoxon comes away with a rebound as we pass the Gatorade hydration checkpoint. That's a foul by Karakut. 13-7 is our score. Biggest lead is 6. And we have a timeout. Brandon Bates will come in for DLSU when we come back from the short timeout here on SNA. Back inside the Mall of Asia Arena here in Pasay City, we are at 13-7. That matches the biggest lead of DLSU here in the second round matchup between them and National University. Your thoughts on Balti Baltazar, Kirk?
Yeah, he's done a great job scoring the basketball when LaSalle needs that that explosion from him there. But you know, the Green Archers are second in the league in rebounds, and he does a great job just protecting the paint and gobbling up those rebounds like he just did on that last possession.
Going up against his former school, of course. He is a product of National University. There's some cross players here. We got Bartlett, who's going to go up against National University also for the first time. Brandon Bates is in the game, and Encho Serrano getting ready to check in. Is this a zone that I'm seeing, Kurt? Parang nag-zone, ano?
Yeah, especially with NU attacking the basket. If it's not a zone, the man-to-man is very focused on just protecting against the slash and the drive of the Bulldogs.
Balti looking to take advantage of the mismatch that he had against David Defonso, but not going there for him. And Encho Serrano now enters the ball game for the very first time off his 29-point outing against the UST Growling Tigers. And what a journey it has been for that guy, and we'll get into that in a bit. But Malonzo first dropping it off to the wrong player. They swing it to the other side. Oxon for three, short. And Malonzo high up for the rebound.
Yeah, LaSalle doing a great job of making sure that the Bulldogs only get one shot attempt. And on that last possession, we had some some more passes. That's a good look by the Bulldogs, but they still, I want to see the Bulldogs try to create and get that assist number up into double digits. They only had 10 assists last game against the Red Warriors, and it would be good for their offensive team chemistry just to build some of those assists.
3:47 to play here in the first quarter. The show and the blitz by Sean Ildefonso. Some very good bench players coming in for both these teams. Yeah, Andrew Serrano, as we mentioned, and then Sean Ildefonso on the other end. You still haven't seen John Lloyd Clemente yet, as Balti knocks down a 3. Manual Live Vision player of the game for the biggest lead now at 9. The attempt by JLC. So my bad, John Lloyd did come in. These are like high scorers.
Yeah, guys, you have to do your scouting reports for both these teams. They have guys that can really hurt you off the bench. NU has more bench points in the first round than any other team.
Good drive by Gaia, just could not finish the play off the assist from John Lloyd Clemente, and a foul will be called on Gallego.
Yeah, just a lot of tough breaks for the Bulldogs so far. Gallego having a couple close opportunities as we see the replay of the foul here. But the ball just not wanting to drop so far by the Bulldogs, for the Bulldogs.
More shock troopers coming in for Coach Jamaica and Coach JB. Jonas Tibayan comes in. Jordan Bartlett will be ready to check in to go up against his former school, Coach Jamaica, who prior to going to National University has not missed out on even just a Final Four appearance, even when he was in the NCAA and then when he was in the juniors.
Yeah.
But he's not used to this situation that he's in right now the last couple of years.
No, it's probably been some new things for him, but that's the journey of sports. You know, there's always going to be a flow of ups and downs.
Jollibee 100% the amazing move of the quarter, and Malonzo just muscling his way through to get his 7th point of the ball game.
Yeah, and it's this is where LaSalle started off, you know, last game too. So they still do have to stay on their toes. Make sure they play 40 minutes against this NU Bulldogs team, because they did come back from a double-digit deficit in their first round meeting as well.
Strong move by Malonzo there to give them a 12-point lead, the biggest of the game. Napako dito sa 7. That's an offensive foul, and it will be called on JLC.
Yeah, JLC and Serrano getting tangled up a little bit, but JLC cannot, you know, use excessive force to try to get open. You know, Serrano really knowing already that JLC wanted to go to the corner, just took that part of the play away from the inbounds.
All guys who battled in high school: Baltazar, JLC, Encho Serrano. When he was with Adamson, Baltazar trying to Euro his way through the defense. Gallego. Bartlett is there. Crossover. Bartlett stopping the move. Sean Ildefonso drives against the taller Baltazar, but the strength of Sean Ildefonso, the explosion to the bucket, cutting that lead down to 10.
Yeah, this is what he does so well. Had a huge output last game, and you know, always makes his presence felt somewhere.
You're talking about players also like Sean. They have had to rest for a year, him residency-wise. Encho Serrano had his eligibility issues from Adamson University. JLC had to go through grade 12 at that time. Remember when that was like a stumbling block to make it straight to college? Now they're all showing their wares here in the UAAP Seniors division as Encho Serrano misses, but Balti is there to clean up at the 2:07 mark of our first.
Yeah, without Gaia in there, this second group for NU really needs to focus on rebounds, something that they struggle with at times, but they got to get a body on. After that first shot goes up, the work's not done yet.
Nice recovery there by Bates. The 2 free throws will be given to Balti. Serrano finding Bates, who rolls to the bucket. See that move by Enzo Serrano. So happy for him now that he has found a home here. De La Salle, 29 points in the last output, but that's something regular. You know, when he was in high school, when he was dominating for Adamson University, he was at one point scoring 20 points a game, 8 rebounds a game, and shooting 58% in his Adamson career, and a lot of them were drives or even low post moves because he had that kind of a game.
Yeah, he's elusive. The footwork is good, but then that quickness is there as well. And some guys just have that knack for getting to the basket and making things happen, and he's definitely blessed in that area.
Cyrus Hill is now in the ball game. Now in the first round, he barely played 1 minute. In the first round against National University, has now gotten the nod from Coach JB. As Ildefonso tries to find a way to score.
And he will
technical foul.
Teed up. He had some words to say, and definitely he's a little bit frustrated. He gets around his man, but still greeted by another LaSalle player who's in the right spot, you know, to stop his drive, and some frustration there.
I'll go straight to the bench as DLSU is breaking this game wide open here as early as the first quarter. This is what I was talking about, the adjustment that they've done the last 3 games, talking about LaSalle. Bartlett getting more playing time. Hill, who only played barely a minute in the first round, now is averaging close to 29 minutes and has a more defensive role than he had in Adamson, which was more a scorer. And then you have Bates, and then you have the usual suspects in Melesio and Karakut and Lohera.
Yeah, it's definitely great, you know, to have that second group that can push the first group in the practices. You know, they've had a week since their last game, and so they can stay sharp here as we see the impact felt right away for this as Lohera knocks down a 3 himself. And so when that second group doesn't dip much, that's always a key thing and a great thing for a Final Four team to have as they get deeper into the season.
Sean goes back to the other side. Hill denying him entry there. Anchel tries to draw the foul, nothing given. He gets the ball back though, and now he gets the foul called on him. By the way, the technical foul on Dave Ildefonso earlier was his second of the season.
Yeah, he has to realize his team needs him out there. His energy, his skill set is unmatched by, you know, his teammates, and it's hard for them, especially when they're down 15 early, to do that. Hopefully he can have a couple minutes to think about it on the on the bench, and just change that mindset to help his team get back out here and chip away at this early lead that the Green Archers have set.
5th best scorer in the league, talking about Dave Ildefonso. Blocked by Bates. A second to shoot, and another block, and this is exactly what we are talking about, Kurt. This is LaSalle ramping up their defense because these are the guys who are committed. Right now, you look at Encho, you got Bates, Lohera, you saw Hill, who was not giving space to David Ildefonso earlier.
Yeah, it's addictive. You get a little taste of success, and you wanna keep it up. So they had a game over a week ago, but I'm sure they had a great week of practice, and they're coming out here with the mindset that they don't want to lose a step. They want to keep moving forward.
Hill with 2 to shoot, and that will do it for our first quarter, where LaSalle builds
And the end of the first
a
quarter,
17-point lead, and really denies NU to get into double figures after the first 10 minutes of this second round matchup on SNA. back inside the Mall of Asia Arena, and we are coming off the best first quarter of DLSU in season 82 on the men's basketball tournament, producing 26 points. And it's the best not only in producing 26 points, but just containing National University Kirklong to 9.
Yeah, and NU had attempts. You know, they shot the ball 21 times, but just only 4 field goals made. You know, just slowing down, trying to focus on knocking down shots will be a key for them moving forward. You know, they also had that bad ooh, we got some bumping going on.
Tyrus Hill and Jonas Tibayan, was that it?
I believe so. We might get some clarification here. Get some free throws for the Bulldogs.
UP will be playing against FEU in our second
number
game.
23, Tyrus Hill. Unsportsmanlike foul, number 23, Tyrus Hill.
So it is an unsportsmanlike foul on Tyrus Hill, former Adamson Soaring Falcon.
Yeah, and I'm sure on the last possession, I saw several guys bodying up, you know, on the, you know, boxing out for the rebound. Sometimes, you know, players respond when they don't appreciate the amount of contact that goes into that box out sometimes, and they can retaliate on their way back down the floor. But Hill definitely just has to be smart. You know, if that first bump on the box out maybe wasn't seen, he maybe wait for the next box out and box him out hard. Don't do it as you're jogging down the court, because that's going to be too easy for the officials to pick up.
Jonas Tibayan will shoot 2 free throws.
Knocks down 1 out of 2.
1 out of 2.
For Brandon Bates.
And that means they get into double figures. Good news for National University. That's just the first quarter that we witnessed.
Yeah, they got to put that behind them. Just chip away slowly. No home runs. Just play team basketball.
And so they get the 3-point play in reverse in a way. What a flakes kakaibang move right there.
Yeah, Diputado, very veteran player here in the UAAP. So Coach Jamike definitely relying on him to try to get them out of their slow start.
Chami gets into their attack zone. Bartlett staying on him. Diputado again, nope. It goes back to NU, courtesy of Dave Yu. A 3-second infraction though called on Jonas Tibayan.
Yeah, Tibayan doing a good job battling in there for rebounds, but you can't take away those opportunities for second chance points from your team by hanging out in the lane too much.
Bates, 3 blocks. National U, none so far. As you mentioned, he's getting more playing time here together with that guy beside him, Rocky Manuel. 11 players already used by Coach Jamike here in this game as Aljun Melesio lines up a 3, comes up short.
Yeah, short on the shot, but great ball movement to get a wide open look for, you know, your team's best shooter. Those are eventually going to fall for DLSU.
Another empty possession there for National University. Melesio comes up short. Tibayan with the rebound. The pitch to JLC, broken up by Bartlett. This is what we're talking about. These are the guys who will do the extra mile to break up plays, to steal the ball, to prevent the offense from the other team. They're ahead by 14. Talking about DLSU. Back inside the Mall of Asia Arena, where LaSalle is building a big lead right now. It's at 14. 26-12 is our score. Coach JB, or BDO coaches winning ways. He's been winning as of late, including the big one against UST. 2-1 in the last 3 games. Easily could be a 3-game winning streak, and that's how they feel about it. And a 3-on-2 counter-attack here by De La Salle. Good transition defense by NU.
Yeah, LaSalle really pushing the pace. And Baltazar again just showing off his range, just showing us, you know, he can take it to the next level. He's a standout player in the UAP because of not only his physique but his skill set. And really, you know, he's always been able to shoot from out there, but the consistency has just been fun to see the improvement there.
Good assist by JLC to Jonas Tibayan. Balti kicks it out to Melesio from way out. In and out, kanina pa to. Si Aljon Melesio's had some shots that were halfway in there.
Yeah, he's going to keep shooting like you said. It's going to drop. He's getting good looks from his teammates. Nice passes.
Clemente unable to knock down the corner 3. Baltazar marches his way easily, seemingly, into that National U defense. A yellow cap end-to-end play of the game.
Yeah, that's great recognition also by his guards to see him running down the middle of the lane and knowing with those big strides he's going to be able to split the defense and get that easy bucket.
It's a nice cut, but a nice recovery there by Balti.
And it's hard for NU, you know, their jump shots aren't going down, and then every time they do try to go into the lane, they're just met by the post of LaSalle that are just swatting them away.
Oh, 4 opportunities here for LaSalle. They're in the lead by 16. Diputado, Ildefonso, and the backcourt.
It's a lot of this, though. It's a lot of dribble. We'll see you able to knock one down, and that is a good sign for the Bulldog fans in the building because he had an explosive output last game. They'd love to see that shot continue to fall.
Lohera, as we approach the 6-minute mark of our first half. Baltazar has been dominant underneath, sweeping into the lane.
Yeah, it's a hard matchup for Sean Ildefonso, a great defensive player, but just doesn't have the stretch there.
Turkey already has a double-double. He's got 13 and 10 right now. It's a 2-on-1 on the other end. Are they gonna call? Are they gonna review this and see if it's an unsportsmanlike foul by Diputado? First, this triple by Yu from the corner. And here comes Baltazar, 13 points, 10 rebounds already, 7 offensive, 3 defensive. Look at the score. His scoring in 12 minutes and a block 2 for Baltazar. Referees Medillo, David, and Boras right now reviewing that foul by Diputado. What are your thoughts on that contact?
Yeah, Diputado's smart player. I think he recognized right away they had a 2-on-1 advantage, speaking of LaSalle, so I think he initially wanted to go to the ball, maybe some extra contact, especially, you know, up near the face, which you always have to look at. You know, I do think he just wanted to stop the easy layup from happening, but we'll see. They'll get the angle several times and make the best decision. Obviously, at the end of the day, we want everyone to be protected, so if it's something they feel like they need to set the tone early, they'll do that now.
They are going to call the unsportsmanlike on those 2 hands probably that dropped into the above the shoulders of, was that Bartlett, I think, making the drive? Yes, it was. So Diputado, so that means 2 free throws, ball possession, and the former NU Bulldog will do the honors from the free throw line. Remember, the referees have the right to either downgrade or upgrade the calls when they initially make it. Coach Jamaica.
The free throws for Jordan Bartlett.
So Bartlett comes up short on the first free throw. 32-17 is our score. FEU and UP waiting in the wings.
Ooh.
Oh, 2 misses.
Yeah, unable to capitalize, and it looks like Karakot is going to check back in now. But you have to give your hats off to Bartlett, who, you know, came in and sustained and kept the energy, the good start of the Green Archers going, and just good leadership out there, just controlling the pace and pushing the pace, getting the ball where it needed to go.
I really believe, yeah, he has played the disruptor's role from a defensive standpoint for DLSU here in the last few games. Karakot stays in the air and sends it out to Malonzo, who knocks down the 3. Jamie Malonzo, as Kurt Long mentioned, with the master play of the game, can shoot from there actually very high, 40% from beyond the arc. Well, that Hill, and another foul called on a National U player.
Yeah, LaSalle just so quickly able to gobble up that rebound and push in the pace, and U's just sort of scrambling to try to get back. And it's especially hard with this lineup. You have some very athletic players out there for the Bulldogs, but you don't have a main rim protector to get back and protect the paint. So see the replay there. Just a little awkward play, some contact definitely. And
I think they just got crisscrossed there in that sequence. I don't know if they're going to call a sportsmanlike on that one. Slowed the game down here drastically in the second quarter. All these fouls being committed by National University. 8 fouls, 9 fouls so far in the first half for National U. 13 players rather, used by Coach Jamaic already.
Yeah, who's gonna step up? You know, guys are getting a chance. You got to stay ready any moment. Ryan Yu last game was able to take advantage some extra minutes.
Oh yeah, so they are going to call an unsportsmanlike foul. So Galinato will be called for that one. So they have a technical foul, Kurt. They have an unsportsmanlike foul earlier on Diputado, and this one on Galinato. Was there something we didn't see there that they reviewed that they considered unsportsmanlike? I thought they just got crisscrossed. But there must have been something we didn't see from our angle, at least from the slow-mo.
Two free throws
And ball possession, right?
So we'll see if LaSalle can capitalize this time after missing their last 2 free throws. But, you know, NU just trying to look for answers. Offensively, they're a little disoriented. You know, a lot of dribbling, a lot of one-on-one, which is a big reason that those assists for them are low. But then some of it's just when they're missing all those outside shots as well, LaSalle's really taking advantage and getting those long rebounds and pushing it.
1 out of 2 in that sequence. Bartlett missed 2 earlier. 36-17 though is the score, so there's a little bit of cushion here for DLSU. But we're counting right now. DLSU a 52% free throw shooting team, something they want to work on and want to improve on, because they've improved on in a lot of departments already in the last 3 games.
Yeah, and one thing to note here is, you know, NU playing this zone defense now, especially because Baltazar has been just tearing up the one-on-one matchups, and that's leaving a lot of open shooters for the Green Archers.
Gatorade hydration checkpoint is what we just reached here for this game between NU and De La Salle. Ooh, no luck for Dave Yu. Could not even get that to roll in.
Yeah, great poise by him for Dave Yu to come off the pick and roll, take that extra dribble, try to get balanced. It's a great shot. It's what Coach Jamaic would want, just unable to fall.
Double team on Baltazar. And he, on the other end, gets it to trickle in after that Jollibee 100%, the amazing move of the quarter. They continue to pound on National University 38-17. It's a 21-point lead. DLSU doesn't want a repeat of that first round where things got close, although NU did come back in that game.
Yeah, this is going to be a big hole for them to dig themselves out of, and it's going to have to, you know, unfortunately start on the offensive side where they just haven't been able to find many answers of getting the ball in the hole consistently.
The biggest lead in that game, by the way, just to remind everybody of that round one, it was 19.
Wow.
19 in that first game. So, LaSalle cannot still take it easy here because, like we said, National U can't come back.
Yeah, they have the right buttons. They just got to figure out how to push them. Minerva there on that last play, getting a bank shot in, but you know, just the quality of shots is going to have to improve for NU. And one way to do that is to get stops on the defensive end and run, just like Galinato is here.
Oh, and Malonzo looking for the track down. But a foul will be called first on Andre Caracud. He's wondering how that happened. Donaldson's the replay showing us here the 2 points.
Shooting 2 free throws, John Galinato.
So Galinato will go to the line, try to cut this lead. They got to make a little bit of a mini run here with 3:47 remaining just to feel good about themselves going into that halftime. They're not going to overcome this 18-point lead. I doubt it, but to make a dent here, you'd hope, Kirk, you bring this down to around 9 or 7 if that's possible, correct?
Yeah, if possible. I mean, you know, just even under 15, you know, 12, even 12.
Okay.
Then you got the third quarter. You just want to do 1 quarter at a time. Third quarter, you get into single digits, and you never know what the fourth quarter might bring.
Wow, Clemente was ahead of the pack. Galinato did not give up the ball, but they still have possession here. LaSalle turned the ball over the last couple of times. Again, Clemente from his favorite corner comes up short. Offensive rebound, and a foul will be called on a LaSalle player. So chance to
Personal foul number 6.
no free throws. A chance to reset their offense, talking about National U.
14 seconds.
Yeah, we just need to see some more screens off ball, some more back cuts from NU, even their initial pass to the power forward up top, maybe some back doors. Just try to get some easy points against this LaSalle defense that's just been tough.
And these are like very careless turnovers by Malonzo. A casual pass to JLC. An opportunity to cut down the lead, and they muff it.
Yeah, Coach Mike Duran, he has to find answers. He has to find people on his bench who want to step up and play hard, but that chemistry isn't always there when your lineup's consistently changing.
Ancho Serrano saves that possession. It will stay with DLSU with 6.6 remaining. Karakul. Inside, naiwanan. And again, the #1 passing team in the league, finding the open man, and Encho Serrano, pure gold, always paralo move.
Yeah, and Caracas, knowing, you know, before his body even turned, he knew that Baltazar was going to be in that free throw line area to bail him out of the trap that happened from the pick and roll. And from there, Baltazar with the composure, even though there's 2 seconds left on the shot clock, he understood where the play was and found his teammate there under the basket. So great job by LaSalle to just teamwork.
Alonso, Manuel. Baltazar, look at them move the ball around. Manuel, he will shoot the 3. Comes up short, but Bati was there to try to clean up. Couple of opportunities, and on the 3rd, still no goal for Jamie Malonzo. We'll go to NU.
And did they call it over the back, or did someone grab onto the net or rim? It looks like they're
Discussing it.
discussing, which it's always good. As an official, you want to make sure you get things right. Everyone has a different angle.
National U has only shot 3 free throws here in this game so far. 14 for DLSU. DLSU has missed 5 free throws, but they've gone to the line 14 times.
Yeah, and actually got to the free throw line a lot in their first matchup, but going back to their last game against UE, that was another point of emphasis that we could look at, is they did not get to the free throw line in their loss to the Red Warriors. So
Got a timeout here, Kirk. 2:22 remaining. We will be back. Back inside the Mall of Asia Arena as LaSalle has built their biggest lead. A strong 22-point lead, 42-20. 0 of 5 so far is this kid, Sean Lloyd Clemente. You look at the points, you look at the rebounds, but you have to remember he is a 2-time champion, 2-time mythical team member. I just throw out some numbers there, Kurt. In his final year as a bullpup, he was a 17-8 guy. That was his average. In the finals, he was 26-6-3 in the finals. He made he's part of a team that went straight to the finals, 6 times? He was not part of all 6, but the guy can score. The guy was ready for the UAAP a long time ago. 2 years ago, they were already saying he was the most physically ready player from that batch of youngsters, but it's just not coming out here.
no, it's not, and it's a hard transition. You know, I'm known as a college. In college, I was a defender. Well, in high school, I scored the basketball, and most of these guys were better scorers at the high school level because it's a different ball game. So it doesn't always translate the same, but I do think it's just a matter of time before Clemente is able to figure things out.
And Encho Serrano goes to the other side with a highlight play and a C2 fast break of the game.
I sort of felt like we all paused there for a split second as Serrano just hung up there waiting for the defense to fly by before he dropped that one in.
Talking about us waiting for players to make it to the college level. See, these were the tendencies that he had when he was in high school, Kirk. When he was in high school, you saw him a lot underneath. He did not play like a guard. And here you still see him try to go into the creaks of that defense, the creases of that defense, and you find him underneath a lot, squeezing through the defense.
And you got the matchup they wanted down low. You have Malonzo against Karakut, but
Call a charge there. By the way, before we got into the timeout, so it was a goaltending call.
yes.
And Malonzo was awarded the 2 points, so it became 42-20. As Malonzo now, by the way, commits his third personal foul on this one.
Don Lim.
Yeah, but we've seen in the first half, Malonzo came out, helped with the starters getting a good big lead, but this second group from LaSalle is also growing into form, and you know, it's sort of just next man up for the Archers.
12 points, 4 rebounds for a man who's basically an automatic double-double himself. Yu comes up short with the 3. And a stop there.
Yeah, a little bit too much sidestep, lost that momentum for Serrano, but definitely a shot his coaches would still want him to take.
So it's still 44-22. 2.7 seconds remaining.
Number 6, Wendy Manuel, that's his second personal.
And we haven't seen Dave Ildefondo back in the game, who's remained on the bench since picking up that technical foul earlier or late in the first quarter.
By the way, Don Spencer Lim makes his very first appearance here in season 82 of the UAAP. In the dying seconds of the second quarter, they have the cushion. Right now it stands at 21. Ildefonso, by the way, with a technical foul earlier. By the way, a technical foul is also a personal foul, so
yes.
We haven't seen Dave since, no, Kurt?
Yeah, and we'll see what the second half brings, as we got 2.7 seconds left.
But so far, it's a great first half for DLSU, defensively most importantly, and it has translated to some great offense too, as they have come up with 44 points and the biggest lead at 22 earlier. National U has to continue searching here, as the Ildefonsos have not been able to score. John Lloyd Clemente has been silent. As Manuel shoots this one, would have counted.
After 2 quarters,
After 2 quarters,
44.
the 3 and 4 DLSU Green Archers are up by 20. We will be back for the halftime break. We are at the half, and it is a 44-24 first half score between the DLSU Green Archers, who are at 3-4 team standing, and then National University, who are at 1-6 sa ating team standing. It's their first assignments here in the second round. We got going after the 3 of David Defonso. It looked like it was going to be a promising start for National University, but those 5 turnovers early, Kirk, did them in this first quarter.
Yeah, most definitely. The turnovers was a tough stretch. They're having trouble rebounding the ball. The Bulldogs are minus 12 in that department. The Bulldogs have 3 assists in the first half. That's not going to get the job done. So even on a day where you're not making shots, you still want to compete in those other areas. But they just haven't been able to match the Green Archers in those other departments. And it's a painful 20-point deficit for them at halftime, which is going to be very hard to try to dig out of, with LaSalle continuing their hot streak that they ended the first round on by just coming out here and pretty much dominating all facets of the game.
And that moved on to the second quarter. Remember, we ended our first quarter 26-9. And then in the second quarter, it was more LaSalle. Yes, and got a little more points there, but so did LaSalle in the second quarter. That's not going to be enough.
Yeah, Malesio, Caraca, they have too many shooters, too many playmakers. Melanzo, just guys coming in. The second string of LaSalle did not dip at all in terms of intensity, which is what you want. And the Bulldogs able to throw some flashy, highlights out there, but just the consistency of getting high-quality shots has not been there.
Oh, speaking of flashy, that was a flashy move by Enzo Serrano in today's ball game. He's coming off a 29-point performance. Only 4 points in the game, but it doesn't matter because for his team, they're up 20 points on 35% shooting and totally out-rebounding the National University too, and taking advantage of all these errors of NU.
Yeah, and NU is normally a team, they live on making other team, turn the ball over, trying to get out in transition. But, even their strength has been turned around on them, and LaSalle is beating them in points off turnovers. And, a lot of that's credit to LaSalle. They're just playing team basketball. They're making the right plays, the simple plays, and they're controlling the paint. So, this is a team that they might not love their ranking after the first round, but I don't think it's going to stay there very long with the way that they're playing right now.
How about Balti today? Look at him, 15-14 in the first half only. He has been dominant, and he seemed like he has had an easy time here against this NU defense.
Well, he gets the ball from his teammates at the right time and transition, and he gets it at the right place in the court. That middle of the lane, the Bulldogs tried to play zone for a while. He just hung out there at that free throw line. He makes one dribble, or he turns around. He can just catch and shoot, so he can hurt you in a variety of ways. And his teammates know what his strengths are, and they play to those strengths.
And he has been hurting National University, who I'm sure was hurting at halftime. And to tell us more about what happened and what transpired, Bailey's Aquat is back for this report. Go ahead, Bailey's.
Boom, you mentioned a while ago that there is such a thing as defensive chemistry, as the Bulldogs look to live up to the name of them being the #1 defensive team, enforcing turnovers. That has always been their battle cry on defense, but on the other hand, they have been having troubles on taking care of the ball. Everyone is getting too frustrated because they're trying to do things on their own. Dahan-dahan lang, says Coach Jamai Karin, and just take one possession at a time. And so the Bulldogs getting themselves together and getting their heads back into the game plan of them playing simple basketball, attacking the DLSU defense and taking advantage of the mismatches. Though the Bulldogs are trailing at the half, this is not new to them, and we all know what they are capable of. Boom and Kirk.
Yeah, they've had games here in Season 82 of the UAAP that it's about them coming back, just falling short. And right now, 20 points is what they have to make up in the third quarter. Thank you very much, Bailey's, for that report. Now let's get to the other side of the fence and find out stuff from Ayana Perlas from the leading DLSU team. Go ahead, Ayana.
Boom and Kirk, one of the many reasons towards the improved chemistry of the Green Archers is that they have constant steak nights once a week. And hear this, it is exclusive for players only. No coaches, no managers whatsoever, and most importantly, no courtside reporters. Now, when these two teams met in the first round, the Archers may have dominated majority of that game, but the major problem was that they allowed the Bulldogs to be lethal in the second half, which will not be a problem today. Now, their number one plan today to win this match is that they cannot relax, especially going against a team who knows how to come back from a trail. Now, starting the first half with a percentage of 64% in free throw shooting and ending it with a 20-point lead, the Archers have no plans of stopping there. Now, coming into this game, the Archers already knew the Bulldogs' expertise, and that is their tracking defense. And given this, the team focused on attacking that defense so that they can quickly score with their transition offense. Now, just a quick update on towards why James Lapot isn't present in the Mall of Asia Arena today is that he suffered from a bad fall. And not only this, but he will be following a concussion protocol, and he will be out for 2 weeks, which is why the Green Archers are dedicating today's match to James. Back to you.
And that concussion happened during training, during practice, by the way, not the game against UST. Thank you, Ayana, for mentioning steak while making me and Kirk salivate over here as both teams putting emphasis on coming back. NU and their ability to come back, and LaSalle not wanting NU to come back here in the third quarter. We'll get more of Kirk Long's thoughts at halftime when we come back from this short break. Stay with us, please. We are back inside the Mall of Asia Arena to give you the Coho segment. Coho creating beautiful plays, most of them belonging to LaSalle, who re-established a 22-point lead, just moving the ball. But yes, the offense is good. But let's focus on this. 44-22. 44 is the most points they've had in the first half, Kirk. 26 earlier in the first quarter was the most points they've had in the first quarter. But defensively, this is also the lowest output that they've allowed an opponent after the first half, 24 points. So they're doing it on both ends here.
No, definitely, and we've seen that. We've seen that in transition. LaSalle big men flying down the center of the lanes, trying to swat away shots in transition, holding the paint in the half-court set. So they have done a lot of things right today, Boom, on both sides.
Again, that's where they credit their last 3 games, their improvement in the last 3 games. Defensive lineup, a tighter rotation, better chemistry defensively, as we finally see Isagaya and David Defonso back part of the starting lineup here in the third quarter. As you see the names for National University, as both of them sat down a majority of that first half.
Yeah, they just couldn't get things going. Then, you know, some character or just frustration by Dave Ildefonso, and you know, the second string came in, and we've seen them score a lot of bench points this season, speaking of the Bulldogs, but they just could not get anything clicking offensively.
From the corner on the other side, no. 44-24 continues. Oxon missing the 3. Waki Manuel draws the foul there on RJ Minerva, who is joined by Dave Ildefonso, Isagaye, Oxon, and Hoson.
17 seconds.
Balti, 15 and 14 in the first half, misses his first attempt. Underneath. Oh, David Defonso. Boy, they missed his creativity in that first half.
I mean, he just went straight to the heart of the defense there. And, you know, that was 7 or 8 dribbles by Dave. And just he's able to will himself to get a good basket.
Gaye. Mix Oxon. Goes to the other side to set up David Defonso. And the play was broken up by Joaquin Manuel. And it is Dave who will be called for the foul.
Number 1,
This
Dave
move.
Alfonso. That's his third personal.
He's just so creative with his footwork.
Yeah, but that last possession, you got to be able to capitalize right here on a 3-on-1 fast break. If you're going to give it up to Dave, you got to do it earlier so he can use his athleticism and momentum going up to the basket. But when you wait till the last second, it gives the defense time to get set up a little bit. And definitely wish they could have that one back.
I actually thought Oxon was going to go straight to the hole because nobody really went up with him.
Yeah, if you keep it that long, you almost have to because your
yes, I see your point.
Your teammates sort of just expect that already. And
look, Hosson had that ball, but it was taken away by Melesio, which ends up as an Andre Caracon 3. So basically a 5-point swing there, and it's back to 21. Had the ball, had the possession, lost it, and gave up a 3. I know NU has showed some comebacking abilities here in season 82, but Kirk, you know this as a guy who played for 5 years in the UAAP. You cannot keep doing that every game. It's just taxing and draining for the team to keep trying to come back.
Yeah, it is. And the difference is today, right now, is it's a lot of individual basketball for the Bulldogs right now. It's a lot of, I'm going to put my head down and I'm going to try to give it my best effort. It's not they're not collaborating as a team and trying to get some of those easy points and baskets that you need in order to come back. Even the 3-on-1 fast break, those are just the opportunities that they haven't taken advantage of today. Where on the other hand, LaSalle is getting second chance opportunities, getting turnover points, and just shooting at a higher percentage.
Inside pass again. And guess what? Baltazar is free underneath for your poison points in the paint. And now it's the biggest lead of the game at 23. Sean. That will count. That's just upper body strength. That's just strength. Not even upper body. The guy's strong. Period.
Full body strength. Yes. And will. Great explosiveness.
It's against Baltazar, Kirk.
With Caracas first, you know, guarding him on the wing. So it's what they can do individually. They just have to put some of those pieces together and just do it at a higher percentage.
Melesio for 3, and he gets that one to go. More salt on the wound. 52-28, DLSU. You're watching us live here on SNA and on Miga, and also reminding you we are 2 months away from the 2019 SEA Games. The Philippines plays host with the theme We Win as One. The opening ceremony November 30, that's Saturday. And you can expect to catch SEA Games action right here on SNA Liga, sports.abs-cbn.com, and on I Want Sports. Boom Gonzalez, Kirk Long, and a couple of three-point play opportunities for National U. First from Sean Ildefonso, this from Sagaya.
That guy had some of those post-up opportunities in the first half, and that's a good move, using his length there, going baseline, nice spin move.
Nice little drop step by Sagaya on Balti.
Yeah, just maybe 1 hour too late. We'll see.
We'll see, man.
If we can see some more moves like that, then anything's possible for the Bulldogs, especially with the trap that they can pull off. We'll see LaSalle handling it well so far.
19 is what they had to come back from in the previous game to almost win it. Right now it's at 21. Alonso, constant movement, player movement by DLSU here.
7.4 seconds on the shot clock.
Baltazar, a +1 in this game. 19 minutes. Wacky fades away, had to put it up. And a stop by National U. Enzo. Gaye had the seal, did not get the ball. Sean gets in the thick of traffic. Did not finish the play.
Great move again by Sean. He's so elusive, especially as a small forward. Uses that quickness, stays low, powerful. Gets to the lane, just unable to finish.
Oh, what a shift by Wacky Manuel, blowing by that National U defense for a Domino's Pizza. What a delivery play. Under 6 minutes as Ildefonso stretches for two and is begging for a foul here.
Turns the corner so well off that pick and roll, and strong body protects the ball.
Karakut for three, got it!
It's raining here now in the third quarter. We didn't see the entourage of three-point shooting that LaSalle can put up in the first half so much, but 3 here to start the first 5 minutes of the third quarter.
Gaye saves that possession. The National U. First, let's look at this. This is what Kirk was talking about, how he cuts a corner, turns the corner on a McDonald's instant replay, and then, of course, the ability to finish.
Shot clock at 12 seconds.
.24 lead as National U has traded baskets here with LaSalle. Ule. Alonso saw that play developing.
Great read. Great rotation all day long from LaSalle to just be in the face of the Bulldogs every time they try to drive, create some space there. It has not been easy.
57-33 is our score. Balti with 17. Karakot with 13. Malonzo with 12. Malonzo with a block and a foul on Sean Ildefonso. 3 players in double figures. That's a 4th personal foul, though.
It's his 4th personal.
He got up there.
Got up there. A lot of contact, too.
Yep. And definitely good job by the Bulldogs. You know, that needs to be the first of many forced turnovers for them as they continue to pressure in the backcourt.
Strong on the free throw for Sean. The Ildefonsos today held in check by that LaSalle defense. Only allowing 24 points in that first half. 2 misses by Sean. 5 minutes to play in the third, which means we just passed our Gatorade hydration checkpoint. Melesio comes up short. Gaia tracks it down. A repossession. Ildefonso looks ahead. Oson back to Sean. Sean thought about the 3 and then drives hard. And again, off Balti. Gets the score, 57-35. We will be back.
Welcome back. We're here in the third quarter, 4:40 left. And if you have TFC for our fans abroad, you may watch UAAP 82 on TFC online, available for premium subscribers, or you can purchase the UAAP Season 82 Men's Basketball Season Pass for only $2.99. And so far here today, we have the BDO coach's winning ways as Coach Jamike is talking to his Bulldogs here with under 5 minutes to go in the third, and they're picking up some intensity on the defensive end, trying to force some turnovers, and definitely one of their strengths so far of this season, as they're getting the trap they need. But time and time again, it's been Baltazar, but Baltazar unable to capitalize that time as Sean Ildefonso comes back, and he has been a man on the mission here in the third quarter, and he gets the deficit back down to 20. So we'll see what the Bulldogs can gather here as they try to just continue to chip away. Every time that they've made a run, LaSalle has had Baltazar to answer, and that time on the pick and roll, Baltazar able to flush it down and give some assurance. Malesio with the steal. Bulldogs being careless with the basketball at times today. And Malesio is going to throw it down low, and Gaia able to knock it out as we see the replay here of Sean Ildefonso ripping it out of the hands, going coast to coast for the nice drive. And then we have the Karakot bounce pass to Baltazar, and that has been a great combination today, as Baltazar has good chemistry with all these LaSalle guards, one of them being Serrano, another pick and roll.
A pickup by NU, but not careful is Gallego there, as Encho Serrano goes to the bank and deposits a twinner. Again, it is Jordan Bartlett making it happen on a defensive end, doing the little things.
Yep, so just when you think it's NU going to be able to make a run, it's a lot of times it's been the LaSalle defense as well, just making the smart plays. They got shot blockers, they got quick guards for steals, and Sean Ildefonso, now I believe 8 straight points here in the third quarter. So,
and he was the one responsible in that comeback the last time out in the first round.
Yeah, they don't really have, I mean, Baltazar, Bates, they're not quite, they don't have as quick feet. So Sean has the strength, and he's just able to use his quickness to get around those taller defenders, and he can finish so well with either hand.
It's crazy though. Look at him. He looks like he's challenged when Baltazar is in front of him, and 3 times he has attacked Baltazar's defense successfully too. That's how strong this kid is, as Dave comes up short from beyond the arc.
Yeah, we'll see if Sean Ildefonso can sustain it. He looks like he's getting a little bit winded.
He's looking a little gassed right now, breathing heavily. I'm sure it's not easy driving against Baltazar. Like almost a head taller than him. Sean drives again. Underneath Bates, not this time. It will be a turnover. Isagaya will go to the bench. In a 61-32 count here for DLSU. And it is Manny Mangayao will come in for National University for the very first time here in this game. Sean against Balti again. Just making it a little harder for Balti to shoot. Just pushing him just a tad bit outside his comfort zone.
Holding foul, number 42, Manny Mangayao.
But LaSalle, like they've done a lot today, these second chance opportunities.
But Sean is gassed, and he's going to go to the bench for a quick blow here, together with the brother Dave. The Demolition Brothers go to the bench. Lead is still at 61-39. JLC back in the ball game. Diputado also. And RJ Minerva back in the game. 14 players have played for Coach Jamike here. are at 1-6. Encho Serrano on the line for 2 free throws. You know, cannot be more happy for the kid, although he tried to pull a fast one there. It is Brandon Bates who will take free throws for De La Salle.
Bates might have a scratch on his eye that needs to be taken care of too, so just slowing this game down a little bit, but those procedures and cautions we have for a reason.
So they got to sub him out.
So he thought he'd be able to take the free throws, but now he won't be able to take the free throws after all.
Steve Bates.
Shooting 2 free throws,
All the way, of course, the Phil Australian in attendance here at the Mall of Asia Arena. Bates will go to the bench to get his eye check. Karakot will take his place, and Karakot misses the free throw again. We're looking at the assists for National U. Only 4, Kirk. That is not a great number.
No, and it's you can tell though just the way they played. It's a lot of they have the talent. The guards want to be out there. They want to create, but oftentimes they're trying to create for themselves. And with this LaSalle defense being anchored by Bates, Baltazar, Milano, shot blocker, they just haven't had much success individually. And they haven't been able to share the ball with their teammates so much on those drives to kick out to open shots. So it's been a stagnant offensive day for the NU Bulldogs.
The Ildefonso brothers tried their best in the 3rd quarter to bring the team back. As Balti knocks down 2 free throws and give themselves back a 24-point lead. Balti with 21 and 17 so far. Look at the extended defense of LaSalle here.
Yeah, there it is, one-on-one breakdown. That time, nice dish off. We'll see if they can finish. Not quite.
They get the ball back here. Minerva, Mangayaw. And kick it out to Diputado with 7 to shoot and a minute to play in the 3rd. Diputado drives, fakes, show, and go!
Diputado.
Yeah, great move.
Jollibee, 100% the amazing move of the quarter.
Good hands.
Takes the ball away. Diputado will go to the line after the foul from Tyrus Hill.
This will be another review as Hill had some contact as we see the replay of Diputado. The little fake off side, you know, fake pass to the corner, nice left-handed finish.
So there's the blood. There's the cut on the lid of the eye of Brandon Bates that they have to treat. 63-41, and Bates has not scored in this game. 6 rebounds in the game. That's really not his role. His scoring is not what he's there for. He's there to rebound. He has like 4 blocks in the game already.
Yeah, definitely done a good job, you know, controlling the paint. I do think in time he will feel more comfortable, you know, finishing around the lane, looking for his shot more. He just has that body, that size, and athleticism to potentially be somebody who can get more baskets down low after, you know, grabbing those rebounds or catching that drop pass.
And then just compared to last year, looks way better in shape for this season's action.
Yeah, most definitely, and that's a big part of it. These guys have worked hard in the offseason, and you know, now's the time that you want in the second round to really get to your peak performance athletically.
I think it is official, you're right. I think an unsportsmanlike foul will be called on Iris Hill. Oh, and he's disqualified. Because that is the second call for Tyrus Hill.
Both of them were reviewed, so they have that process. It's there for a reason, and unfortunately for Hill, he'll have to sit the rest of this one out.
That's right. Earlier in the game, no, that happened also.
So this is the replay of that. So they had the trap there. Ball swiped away, and Hill using his athleticism to catch up, but
yeah, it was in the layup attempt. If you finish that play, that replay, if you guys finish that replay, it was in that sequence where Tyrus Hill committed the unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah. And that's the fair line that the players have to learn is, you want to stop the player from getting a free layup, but at the same time, you don't want to put your team in a situation where they get 2 free throws and the ball.
And a 3-point shot.
There you go. It's a big swing.
Serrano recovers just in time. A specialty of the house, although he holds on to his left ankle as he drops to the floor.
Yeah, that is not fun to see.
And Mangayo with a left-handed finish, so that's a quick run for National University.
Serrano, I believe, pulled up perfectly, but I believe it was on the landing. He must have landed on somebody's foot. And
let's just hope, yeah, that's like an ankle roll or something like that.
Team Malaysia returns for Enzo Serrano.
This was supposed to be like his breakout season, his second year. The guy has had an incredible life journey, not just a basketball journey. He's driven tricycles. He's worked as a construction worker to send the sister to school. He's the only guy, 3 siblings. He's the only guy in the house, he says. So he had to earn money at an early age. I think started at age 13 working already. And again, the eligibility problems in high school, which he was leading his school, as you saw the ankle roll there, and
tried to challenge the shot and tweaked it.
You'd rather see that than like a knee buckle or anything like that, but an ankle injury.
Yeah, but for a guy who's starting to really come into form,
right.
Those ankles can still take a week or 2 to heal, and you miss a few games, and hopefully it won't be that long of a timeout for him, but you wouldn't want him to lose any of his momentum going forward either if you're
no doubt
DLSU fan.
Bartlett for 3, short. Manuel with a repossession, 3 seconds for Lohera to make something out of this. A little mini run here, though, for National U to cut that lead from 65 to 48. It was at highest earlier at 52-28.
Yeah, definitely doing some things right here. And we'll see if they can continue that. You just got to take little steps if you're in U. Don't worry about the whole game right now. Just a minute at a time. Try to get defensive stops and get buckets.
It's down to 17. We will be back.
Corner.
Back inside the Mall of Asia Arena for the start of the 4th quarter. Now, just to clarify, Kirk, Tyrus Hill commits his second unsportsmanlike foul of the game. He's automatically thrown out. And apparently, it's not an automatic suspension. Apparently, the commissioner will still evaluate. More often than not, they will suspend you a game after in the next game. But it's not as automatic as people think.
Yeah, you
That's
look
what they're
at
saying.
the intention there, how physical was it? You don't have to worry about the pressure of being in game, making the call right there, so they can, definitely see. I thought they were basketball plays. They were aggressive. They were physical plays, but at the same time, he's tracking down somebody who's on a fast break, and there's, anytime there's contact with guys going full speed, it's going to look dangerous. It's going to look too physical, but we'll see what the commissioner's choice will be.
Also, as we always say, unsportsmanlike fouls, all these things were not really judged on intent. It's the nature of the foul, regardless of whether you had intention or not. As a stop by National University to start the fourth quarter. Good signs for NU. 17-point deficit.
And that's just a hard play. You see Gallego just dribble the ball 15 times and not always a lot of purpose with some of his dribbles there, and luckily they hold on to it, but down to 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
JLC with the fake. JLC with a drive, and JLC has not found the range and the stroke today. Manuel fakes and then drives. Tries to get it off the glass, trying to look for a foul, none called. Diputado putting his head down. Gallego asking for it. So this is down to 15 as Jamie Diputado gets it after that Yamaha Mio #1 move.
Yeah, the energy has been better here in the second half. Just the defensive intensity, which you would have liked to have to start the game if you were NU, but they have found some rhythm defense on the defensive side, especially here in the last 5-6 minutes of play.
We go back to the reports of Bailey's Agon and Ayana Perlas and their points about comebacks. NU has the ability, as Bailey's mentioned and Ayana mentioned, that LaSalle remembers that 19-point lead that disappeared, vanished in round 1 encounter. So there is a reason why they brought it up. There's a reason why you and I talked about it. Because it can't happen again. Right now, with 8:15 remaining, this is a 15-point lead. Doesn't taste as bad as 24. Manuel drives. Sets up Lohera. Balti again with the left hand, no. And a defensive stop by National U. Gallego, Diputado. Gallego gets it back underneath. And it will end up with NU with 11 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and man, NU just with some chances there, making things exciting. LaSalle giving them some opportunities by just missing some of those shots they'd normally knock down.
The struggles continue, and as we mentioned, John Lloyd Clemente, part of that triumvirate, producing only 3 points. 0 of 7, I believe, John Lloyd Clemente in this game, and 17-point average with that trio. As Bates is back for DLSU.
Yeah, Baltazar has played a lot of minutes today, so he'll get some rest that he probably needs, but I wouldn't imagine if this lead gets any smaller that he will be on the sideline for very long.
Lohera, the tap. JLC ahead of Melesio, left-handed drive, and the first field goal of JLC, and guess what? It is down to a baker's dozen. we welcome you back with a Fudgy Bar O Bar Sasaya moment from the De La Salle University. Unfortunately, it hasn't been masaya as of the last couple of minutes. We are in the middle of a 13-2 run. The last 2 points of De La Salle was courtesy of Encho Serrano, who, by the way, just went down on an ankle sprain, and we just heard that Encho won't be coming back into this game. So that was the last 2 points, the one that he had off the glass earlier. So let's see if that run will continue or if La Salle, after this timeout, gets an answer. 4 personal fouls here for Jamie Malonzo. 5 on the shot clock of La Salle. Melesio for 3, and he gets it to go.
That's a big one, and he started off the third quarter with one of those long range 3 balls, and that one with a crossover, just tough to do off the dribble to create space and still get it off in time.
That crossover is deadly. Nice move, but Bates closes the door. And he's been doing it all game long. Look at this. Looks at the clock. Crossover, goes to his left, rises, and drains the triple. His first in 10 attempts. As Kurt says, he will not stop shooting.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah. Doesn't care about the numbers.
Yeah, that confidence is special. Not everyone has that confidence firing it up, and his team trusts in him to eventually knock it down.
Not everyone has the license also.
That's true.
And the go signal from the coaching staff to shoot. Melesio, Spitfire, trying to set up Karakut. Nowhere to go. This is back to 16. And you cuts it down from 24 down to 13. And the Ildefonso brothers getting ready to come back in here. Malonzo with a stretch. And that will be it.
They'll say that he pushed off with his opposite hand trying to get that open lane. So good call by the officials, I believe.
Was it on the second jump that he was called for that, or the first one?
I would think the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. Cleared the space a little bit. Probably didn't need to, and it wasn't too much contact, but still, when you go that high up and it's more visible for the referees to see.
True. McDonald's instant replay showing that Demolition Brothers are back in. Sean and Dave for maybe one final push for DLSU. They also got a good rest after getting gassed in that third quarter. 16-point lead. They cut it down from 24 to 13, and Melesio brings it back up to 16. They're going to call a foul on Bates here. He disagrees. Look at the starters' points there. A 40-point advantage, plus 40. Give it back to Dave. Chris crosses. The creativity and the ability to finish Dave Ildefonso is amazing.
Yeah, side to side, the strength.
Oh, but nobody's stopping the ball. And Kurt Lohera with a free lane and a Jollibee 100%, the amazing move of the quarter.
Yeah, Lohera hit the game-winning shot last time these two teams met. He's been a little bit quiet today, but on that last play, showing us what he can do.
Yeah, that Dave making space for himself. And then on the other end, Kurt Lohera, end-to-end, completes the 2+1 special. And the lead back, 71-54.
And this is interesting to me, how far away from the basket Dave Ildefonso has to catch the ball to start, working. And that's tiresome, hard for him to do all that work.
Clemente, still no go. He has been way off today. 5:10 remaining in the fourth. And right at the Gatorade hydration checkpoint, Balti gets the offensive rebound and sets up Kurt Lohera for the money ball. And it's back to 20 on a 7-0 answer by DLSU. A deflating 3. Deflating if you're rooting for National University. For NU, that was a fire stopper. John Lloyd loses possession. Melesio, up. Trying to get contact. Ildefonso tracks this one down, tries to keep it in play.
And Ildefonso didn't like that call, even though the official was right there on the sideline, able to see it clearly. But
59% shooting for Sean and Dave. The rest of the team, 24%.
yeah, it's been a tough outing for a lot of the Bulldogs. Even that last one, not even able to get out the attempt just because the ball slips out of, their hands. And they have gotten some quality shots at times, just unable to connect. One thing I want to note out too is the LaSalle team is such a smart team. They don't rely. They're a good three-point shooting team, but they don't rely on it too much. And they've been very efficient from beyond the arc tonight.
Bates makes sure he gets that rebound. Baltazar in the middle. And a strip job by Sean Ildefonso.
Yeah, good hustle back here. Sean able to just make a good play on the ball.
Foul will be called on Aljun, trying to deny JV Gallego of a spot underneath.
Personal team foul number 3. 16 seconds on the shot clock.
3:47 remaining in this fourth quarter. Sean will release a 3. That's off to the right. The tap goes to Andre Karakut. Karakut goes up top to Balti. Balti. And showing the footwork. It has been that kind of a game for Justin Balti Baltazar. And a PS Bankable assist to the game from Andre Karakut. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maasahan. Apply online, no collateral. We're running out of space for Balti's numbers, especially from a rebounding standpoint.
Yeah, he's done a great job controlling it. Didn't matter who the Bulldogs had on the floor, whether it was a smaller Sean Ildefonso on him or Gaye. He just has a variety of moves, and he's composed. He knows what to do with it.
Isa Gaye has not made an appearance here as Andre Karakut gets it to go.
Just the efficiency of Karakut has been awesome today, just continuing to find teammates in the right spot, then knowing also when he needs to be aggressive.
And that is the biggest need, by the way, of LaSalle. Remember, NU brought this back down to 13, and now they brought it back up to 25 on that answer. Baltazar making it look easy now. 25 points. $23 rebounds. See, there's so much that I had a hard time counting here, Kurt. 23 rebounds, 25 points for Baltazar.
Yeah, Baltazar has gotten his work done today.
We get to a PS Bank last 2 minutes. PS Bank pa send via mobile. Ang padala mo cash agad in minutes. And it is an 83-58 game here, and it's looking like the most complete game so far for DLSU, Kirk, here in season 82, from end to end, from start to finish.
Yeah, and this is the point tally that LaSalle had against NU last time. I believe it was 83-82. But the big difference today was, the DLSU defense really just shut down the Bulldogs. So we've known all season that DLSU knows how to score the basketball, and they're still showing us how efficient that can be, but on the defensive side is where a lot of the big improvement has been as well.
And we'll talk more about that in a bit. The Manulife Vision player of the game. That's the second field goal of JLC. We'll take a break. We'll be back. The UP Fighting Maroons will go up against the FPU Tamaraos in just a bit. Coach Bob Perasol out for 3 games. He will start serving a suspension today. Crucial game. Remember the first time they met, FPU almost had UP in that game too. UP pulled it off at the end. In the meantime, I want to go back to Kirk Long's point about LaSalle showing some grit on defense here. Probably you could say for the second straight game, going back to that UST game. Remember, our first quarter was 26-9. They held NU to 9 points. They held NU to 24 points at the half. They had a little bit of a slippage here in at the end of the third and start of the fourth, but they recovered really quickly.
Now you got to give it to, you know, the 2 guys down low for LaSalle. You know, they've just anchored. They've shot blocked. You know, Bates has been great. His energy from the get-go, you know, he had multiple possessions with multiple blocks. Malonzo, all these guys, even their guards do a great job hustling back, you know, pressuring Dave Ildefonso, you know, 5-10 feet from the three-point line. And it's really been a team effort. And they don't give up second chance points either. Everybody's good rebounders. They get the boards and they push the ball. So
that is not a typo, not an error. 25-25 game by Baltazar is not even finishing the game. 3 assists, 2 blocks, plus 22. An opportunity to bring in Francis Escandor and Don Spencer Lim back into the game for De La Salle as they mop up operations here at the Mall of Asia Arena. A complete dominant game. We only had 1 lead change, and that was at the start of the first quarter. And no deadlock. And the biggest lead was 25. Now back there, and a complete and utter dominance for the now team that gets themselves into 500. Kurt.
Yeah, and you know, from the rough starts that they had, they're happy to be here, but I know at the same time they're not content. You know, they see this second round as, you know, they want to keep improving, they want to keep showcasing their talents, abilities, and get the best, highest potential seed they can.
Oh, Lim drops to the floor, loses it with 17 seconds remaining. Talk about National U real quick here, Kirk. They're going to go down to 1-7. And as they're coming off a deflating loss against UE, and now they give up 25, a 25-point lead against De La Salle University. What positives can you look at, and what are you thinking if you're a player?
Well, you know, you definitely, like, their heart, their fight, I'd say it's still there. You know, they're coming out. You got guys that are playing hard on the court. That's one thing, you know, and that's what we see from top to bottom in the UAAP every year. You know, it's a great league because everyone can compete. They know they have the players. They've won in past programs. They've won at the high school level. They have several guys who have put up big numbers here in the college level, but they haven't put up 40 minutes of team basketball. So you have different games where different individuals are highlighted a lot, but they're still looking for a statement win where they can sort of find some identity of how are they going to win ball games. Not just because of Dave Ildefonso and his talent, or Sean's hustle, or Gaia's rebounding, shot blocking, or those individuals, but what's going to be their staple mark as a team? What are they going to be known as?
DLSU will go 4-4, NU will go down to 1-7, and we're saying that DLSU probably had their best defensive game against UST. They topped it off here.
Yeah, they did.
National University.
Yeah, NU knows how to score the basketball. They scored 82 points, you know, 3 weeks ago against them in the first round. So that's definitely a big improvement to just come out here and play a solid game of defense.
Interesting exchange here. Coach Jamike and Jermaine Baird in the middle have a little exchange going here in front of us. With Danny Ildefonso Danny Siegel stepping in. Coach Gian also stepping in. And Danny Siegel now pushing Coach Jamike. Cooler heads are trying to prevail here. Sean Ildefonso is breaking up here. This little scuffle that's going on. Danny Ildefonso now also talking. Of course, he's good friends with Danny Siegel. They're talking to each other here. They're trying to prevent any other untoward incident at the end of this game.
Yeah, I mean, both teams played hard. You're not happy with the results if you're NU, but you know you want to win and you want to lose with class. And that goes for both sides. You just want to represent your schools well.
PS Bankable Player of the Game, PS Bank Home Loan, isang araw lang may bahay ka na. It's a no-brainer here for Balti with 25 at 25.
Yeah, with him as the anchor, you know, this LaSalle team's going to continue to make some big strides here in the second round.
De La Salle goes to 4-4. Dataland Residential's quality win won by DLSU, the Green Archers. As we said, go at 500. 4-4. Axa No You Can player of the game. Your choice for this one after Balti.
Yeah.
Ante Karakut?
Yeah, Karakut was just, you know, he made a statement in every quarter. You know, any run he was able to just make the big shot or provide the right timing pass down low to his big men. And defensively, he was just one of the other reasons why the NU guards, you know, were stifled and struggled and shot that low percentage. So Karakut definitely with a great outing here, great performance.
Up next, FPU and UP are going head-to-head in a very crucial game. And our second game of our Sunday doubleheader, again without Coach Bo Perasol serving his suspension, and that would be the first of 3 for Coach Bo. It's good to see you again, Kurt.
It's good to be here. It's a good way to start my season. 2 good teams heading maybe in different directions. Hopefully NU can figure it out, but always exciting to be here in the UAAP action.
We'll hear more from Kurt Long soon enough here in the UAAP. Also for Ayana Perlas and Bailey Sakot and Director Raul De Ocampo, I'm Boom Gonzalez for ABS-CBN Sports, asking you to stand by for game number 2 of our UAAP Sunday competition. It is FPU and UP coming up next here on SNA.